I'm here with the marketing department for Core Insulation. Today, I am joined by my colleague, Andrew Butler, who is our technical business development manager. For those of you who don't know us, here at Core Insulation, we manufacture expanded polystyrene solutions, or EPS. These can be used for a wide range of applications, such as foundation systems, floor insulation, external wall, cavity wall insulation, roof insulation, all the way to applications for civil engineering, such as void formers and void fillers. So today we're going to be focusing our conversation on a new design guide that we have published for the Irish construction industry, specifically around our void former products. So welcome, Andrew. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me.
I guess we'll just start off the conversation. If you can tell us a bit about yourself and your role here at Core Insulation.
Sure. So obviously my name is Andrew Butler. I'm the Technical Business Development Manager at Core Insulation. So I've been with the company about 8 years now. My background is engineering, and I suppose look after the day-to-day technical aspects of the company and the work that we do for the specifiers, the builders, all our customers, to help them gain what they need to gain and achieve what they need to achieve.
Great. And could you tell us a bit about Core and the products that we offer for civil engineering applications?
Yeah, so I think you've already outlined there, Brian, the various products that we do produce, most of them EPS based. So we do a lot of insulation products, and we're well known for our insulation products, but we've created a good name in the market out there for, I suppose, our engineering and civil engineering based products as well. So our main product being EPS is a really good product that can be used in civil engineering applications, even just general building work, that we can be used to obviously achieve thermal performance, but it can also be used as void formers and void fillers. And that's kind of the product we're going to talk about a little bit today.
Perfect. And could you tell us kind of what, I guess, the main benefits are using expanded polystyrene or EPS for the the void former and the void filler application?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, EPS, I suppose there's a lot of benefits to it, and we've seen that as it's been used in the Irish market over the years, and we've seen how our customers and the engineers have benefited from using the EPS. So there's a confidence there with the EPS. It's a tried and tested product. It's on the market 70 years. So EPS is probably one of the oldest insulation and void former products that's out there. It's tested to EN standards. So we've EN 13163 for thermal insulation performance. But I suppose more in line with the civil engineering aspect, we have another EN coding which we test and we certify our products by, which is EN 14933, which is how an EPS thermal insulation works in civil engineering applications. So not only do we have our declaration of performance for the first EN code, but we also have it for the second EN code. So if an engineer or a specifier or builder is using our product, they have confidence in the product, that the performance is there, that the product is going to last the time. So we know what the compressive strengths are going to be in the thermal performance over the long time. We also have various densities. We can shape the product. We can make the product specific to the project that they're specifying the material on.
And I guess, as we talk about this new void former design guide, we were kind of the first manufacturer in Ireland to introduce this level of detail. Can you tell us just a bit about this document and what readers would gain from it?
Yeah, I suppose it's an exciting time for us as a company. As you say, Brian, we're probably the first to market with something of this nature. In my role, I engage a lot with structural engineers. We get regular questions about how did they go about designing a void former and a void filler. If somebody's designing a ground floor slab, they'll understand that, I suppose, a lot quicker than they would something on the civil engineering application and how the material interacts with the ground, looking at the modulus of reactions, the K values and all that kind of thing. So the great thing is the void former design guide gives a lot of technical information on the material makeup itself, its performance, and as like I mentioned in the EN codings that we're using for the DOPs. So the structural design guide will outline the material. It will also take you through worked examples of how you design a void former or a void filler. how that material interacts with the screed, if it's being placed on a subfloor, concrete subfloor, the various structural calculations that need to be taken to see if the screed is going to be structurally sound, and if the void former, depending on the density that you choose for the product, if that's going to be structurally sound. So what we do is we take it a couple of ways. We take it as a look at, well, if it's designed a little bit incorrectly, the loads aren't maybe looked at right, and how that fails, and how we relook at the project, how we look at the product again and make some changes to ensure that the performance is there as it needs to be. We also look a little bit more towards kind of the wheel loads and how traffic would interact if that was the case, because we get a lot of projects coming to us, maybe podium slabs, areas where there's yards where there may be access by equipment, and it might just be footfall that's coming onto the slabs.
And I know you talked about a little bit about the different types of EPS that we offer and the different densities and thicknesses. Can you talk about maybe the different types of EPS and what this means for engineering applications?
Yeah, sure, Brian. So, I mean, we start off with what we call an EPS 70 in terms of density and performance. So the 70 at the end of the EPS always refers to its compressive strength at 10% compression. So the EPS 70 is 70 kPa or 70 kilonewtons at 10%. That goes up to an EPS 300, but obviously the 300 referring to 300 kPa, and we've other materials in between. We also have two different colors. We have the white and the gray. So if there was a thermal requirement in there as well, we can look at different ways that'll work as well. So it's depending on the loadings, depending on the structural requirements in the project, you know, where the forces are working, whether the loadings are going to be really heavy in terms of maybe concentrated load in one area. You can use one density of product in one area, maybe a different density of a product, and work how the material is going to work its best for you. So you're not maybe over specifying material, because again, that's a problem we see where a spec may come in on a material and the material chosen for the particular project is maybe over specified, and when we kind of delve into it a little bit more with the engineers and help them out and advise them on what they should be choosing, there can be some cost savings there on the projects as well, which is always very welcome.
Perfect. And I guess just in addition to this design guide, and you kind of head up the technical department, could you let our viewers know, you know, what other services the technical department can offer them on their projects?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, again, like I suppose I mentioned there, I mean, we'll get maybe an engineer coming to us and they'd say to us, oh, we have maybe a change of use of building, and we need a void former or a void filler, we need to change floor levels, or they're in even an earlier stage of a design, and they come to us and say, well, we need to put a void former in here, a void filler. And we can, I suppose, suggest what type of material they should be using in there. So again, depending on the project, there might be a thermal requirement there. We can work at the U values and advise on that if that's a potential requirement there. The type of material that's based on maybe some guidance that they can give us on the loading. So if we're looking at their factored live and dead loads, we can advise on, you know, what kind of material would work with their loadings and what they can do. We would also have I suppose the fantastic thing is we have our design guide now. If somebody maybe wanted to bring myself to their office, or I can do it online even, we can do a CPD specifically directed towards void formers and void fillers as well. If we can put project proposals together, we can put costings together, give you maybe some information on previous projects that we've been involved in, which may tie in with the ethos of this new project that they're working in. So there's a lot of work that we can do, an experience that we can bring to the table to help people out.
Great. And I guess just expanding on, you know, the services that we can offer for somebody that may be interested in learning more about our EPS void formers and void fillers. Can you talk a little bit about the CPD that you offer and how people can register for that?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the obvious thing is send me an email. Hopefully everybody has my email by now, but hopefully if you don't, you'll get it soon. So if you go onto our website, it's a very simple contact on our website. We're always happy to take inquiries. So reach out to us through our website, core-system.com. People can register for the CPDs. Now, we do have a new CPD purely based on the void former design guide for structural engineers, but we're also developing other CPDs as well. And these could link into other projects. So we have a new CPD coming through on our insulated foundation system. And again, this is purely aimed at the structural part of it, the design part of it. And then obviously we various other CPDs. So it maybe there's something else that might kind of twig an interest in your company that's there. So reach out to us through the website. If you have anybody in the organization's personal details, feel free to reach out as well. The switchboard, go onto our website, our phone number is there. You'll get straight in contact with us. We're always happy to help.
Great, that's great, Andrew. Thanks for taking the time to speak today about our new Void Former Design Guide and some of the services we offer. And as Andrew mentioned, to anybody watching, if you'd like more information, you can visit our website at www.core-system.com or send us an email to info@coresystem.com. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, everybody.